Hey yo, what is up? This is the Object 452K review, and I only had 24 hours with this tank and I managed to only play 3 games, and this is my 3rd game. Now if you ask me if you should get this tank after playing 2 games, I would have said no. But this is after my 3rd game and now I've changed my mind and I'm gonna say yes. And that's just the nature of the game. World of Tanks. RNG giveth, RNG taketh away. We are in Paris and I am in a heavy tank, but it's kind of like not really heavy. Oh yeah, before we start off this video, let me tell you that this tank is before buff. By the time it's released, it is going to be buffed, and they're going to buff the speed from 35 to 40 kilometers going forward, from 15 reverse to 17 reverse going backwards. The power to weight ratio as well, from 13 something, now it's going to be 16 when it's released. This is before buff, okay? I'm giving you the stats that's after buff. So I'm playing before buff and I've got the turbos on. I don't know if you're going to need turbos after they buffed it. This is going to be a mystery to me. We'll find out after they launch the tank and we'll see what happens. The dispersion as well on the World of Tanks, on Tanks GG, it says 0.38. It is actually going to be 0.36. The moving dispersion 0.18 as well. You might not even need a vertical stabilizer, if I'm being honest. You could put other things on it, like the hardening thing or the experimental hardening perhaps. Maybe that would work better. But yeah, some of the strength of the tank, it's kind of like low profile. Could be a strength, it could be a weakness, because if they're shooting you from the top, it might not be a strength. I can tell you that the gun is pretty accurate when I'm sniping from a distance like this. Well, not really a distance, but you know what I mean. I'm using camo to my advantage. Oh, by the way, this thing has 18% camo. 18% camo is unprecedented amongst heavy tanks. No heavy tank has 18% camo. They're usually like 5%, 6%, 7%. Maximum you get is going to be like 10%, 15% after you've maxed it out with all your crew and shit. This thing, I've got stationary camo of 37 or 38% stationary camo, so this thing can really hide if you want it to hide. So I am making use of it. I am in the kind of like the medium tank sniper position here, where I push down the two trees to make a cross, and I have extra protection with the double trees, and I'm using the camo. If I'm not moving, I've got 37-38% camo. That is absolutely insane. And like I mentioned earlier, if you were to ask me, should you get this tank after my game 1 and game 2 trying out this tank, I would have probably said no. Save your credits, save your gold, save your XP. There are going to be better tanks out there. Because I did not really have good games in my 1st and 2nd game. My 3rd game, however, somehow landed an ace tanker. The gameplay itself is working in my favor. Slower gameplay, nobody's pushing really fast. I don't have a super quick reload. I mean, my reload is not too bad, 13.42 seconds. I think I got it down to about like 10 seconds reload. It's not too bad. But if you do get bum rushed by yourself, a couple of medium tanks and a heavy tank rush you, they have 6-7 seconds reload time. They can quickly wear you down and kill you off easily. So you don't want to be by yourself. You don't want to be gallivanting on your own looking for targets. You want to be hanging around your team. You want to have teammates. You want to have a 60 TP by your side that does 750 alpha. You want a 50B by your side that's gonna pump out that auto loader damage. You need some of that support from your teammates. You don't want to be by yourself all the time in this tank. Although you do have a little bit of mobility to switch flanks or or change positions. This is still not a tank that you want to be kind of like in a solo position with, if you get my drift. You want to be working together with your team constantly. And right now you can see my teammate has died there because he's exposed his 50B too much and he's died. So I'm gonna take his position right here, because if you don't take his position, you're gonna give up this position and they're gonna creep up on you and shoot you on the sides. Now, although we have a significant HP advantage, you cannot take tier 10 games for granted. They can always turn this around with a couple of shots, because you know, some of these guns, they do 750 alpha, they do 600-700 alpha, so they can easily turn the tide around with a couple of shots. So you never want to throw your tank, you never want to be gung-ho or overly aggressive without assessing the situation first. I am here trying to not give up any HP at all. I want to be careful where I'm peaking. I want to be careful, you know, where I'm going to put out my gamble my HP or try to get a few shots here and there. I do not want to give up any HP at all, especially if you're in tier 10 matchmaking. So what I'm trying to do right now is just conserve my HP for the end game. I am a tier 10 tank. I am meant to be being out in front and taking the brunt of the damage, or doing the brunt of the damage, is what you could say. So you want to make sure that you're not giving up too much when you are by yourself. You see this 60 TP poked out a little bit and then he got clapped, lost a bunch of HP, and I'm trying to cover him. That E50 managed to squeeze out some damage there. I whiffed my shot. It looks like that 50 TP has got the small gun because he's only doing about 200 plus damage. I can bounce him if I angle myself. I use the wreck of my 50 of my teammates 50B here. Managed to get a pixel shot off that 60 TP here, doing quite well for myself. Already done 4.5k damage, blocked about 1700 damage. We still have 2k HP up on the enemy, and it looks like everyone here has got no more HP except for that 50 E50M, or sorry, the E50 tier 9, and that he's got a small gun, so I'm not really worried about him. I just want to make sure that I'm not giving up any HP while I'm poking out, so I'm paying attention to the sound of the guns going off. I want to make sure that that E100 or that 60 TP fired a shot before I want to poke out and put my HP out there at risk, if you know what I mean. You know, I can swallow a hit from that E50 no problem, but I don't want to take a 750 damage from a 60 TP for no reason at all. So right now the game is progressing in our favor. We are up 3-4k HP and it's time to be aggressive. I managed to get another free kill down there. It was not an easy shot, but again, I've got 0.18 moving dispersions, which is pretty good for a heavy tank, a Soviet heavy tank, and I've got vertical stabilizers on. If you decide to move away from vertical stabilizers, you might not get that kind of accuracy, and I decided to eat one shot there just so that I can kill off that E100 and advance the game for my team. The GSOR is there. I want to see if I can blind shot kill him, but I can't, and I still got about half my HP left, but I don't want to be too aggressive and throw away any of my HP unnecessarily, so I'm going to progress cautiously. I'm going to let the guys on my team that have a lot of HP push forward. That Type 4H has got a lot of HP, so he's slowly struggling along, so I'm going to let him put himself out there, use his HP to absorb any of the damage that the enemy can throw at him, and hopefully the rest of my team is not going to give up their HP too easily. It looks like we are 3 apiece, but we do have a lot of HP advantage. I wish that the CS didn't throw away his HP for no reason, because you still have a light tank in play here, and that light tank could be the world of difference for the enemy team. You know, if the KPZ and the Char Future 4 escaped into the fields, they could have made a difference there, because the GSOR could have spotted for them. But you know, advantage to us, good for us that they're throwing, and yeah, I can advance right now. There is no reason for us to lose, but I still don't want to be, you know, unnecessarily giving my HP away to the KPZ, who is probably sniping from a distance. That GSOR looks like he's going to be on the field. I'm going to see if I can get him there. This gun is working for some reason, so yeah, that's pretty good. I figured that the KPZ is shooting at me, but I thought he was going to be on the west side, but I was mistaken, because he was actually on the east side, right at the A0 corner, and he sniped out that Type 4H. That Type 4H was full HP, and he got farmed all the way to 0 HP. What a waste. But that 60 TP on my team, he is the GOAT on this game, because I think he carried most of the HP done was by him. I think he did about 7k damage. I did about 5k. I got an ace tanker for this game. How do I feel about this tank? Yeah, man, if you have the XP, if you have the gold, if you have the credits, yeah, why not get it? I mean, it's kind of unique, it's kind of different. The tank kind of slaps slightly. I mean, it's not the most overpowered tank, but it's kind of it's doing okay for me. I mean, it's very, you know, I only had 3 games to judge, so I can't really say for certain, but I think it's okay, it's good enough. You can do it if you pull the trigger, if you have the extra resources. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.